Zack Snyder's 300 brought the Battle of Thermopylae to life with style, slow-motion action, chiseled warriors, and iconic lines. The film tells of King Leonidas and his 300 Spartans making a heroic last stand against the Persian Empire, framing it as a fight for freedom. But how much is real history? And how much is Hollywood? Let's dig into the true story. No rhinos required. The movie is based on Frank Miller's graphic novel, itself inspired by earlier retellings, each adding drama and myth. Our job is to peel back those layers and look at ancient sources, especially Herodotus, for the real events. The film paints Spartans as pure heroes and Persians as monsters, but reality was more complex. Sparta was a harsh, militaristic society built on slavery. The courage and sacrifice at Thermopylae were real, but the details differ from the legend. Let's uncover the truth behind the 300 in History in 5 minutes. To understand Thermopylae, we need to know why Persia invaded Greece. Xerxes led the world's largest empire, seeking to avenge his father Darius's defeat at Marathon and bring Greece under Persian control. He assembled a massive army, ancient sources say millions, but modern historians estimate hundreds of thousands. Greece was divided. Many city-states surrendered, believing resistance was hopeless. Yet a small coalition led by Sparta and Athens chose to fight, forming the Hellenic League. Sparta led on land, Athens at sea. Their strategy used Greece's narrow terrain to neutralize Persian numbers. This set the stage for two legendary battles, Thermopylae and Artemisium. The odds were daunting, but the Greeks prepared to make their stand. The movie's title is misleading. Leonidas didn't stand alone with just 300 Spartans. The real Greek force at Thermopylae numbered 5,000, 7,000, with soldiers from many city-states. The 300 Spartans were Leonidas's royal guard, chosen because each had a living son, ensuring their family lines would survive. Unlike the film's shirtless warriors, real Spartans wore heavy bronze armor and fought in disciplined formations. The focus on the 300 comes from their final stand. When defeat was certain, Leonidas dismissed most allies, but he and his Spartans stayed. They were joined by 700 Thespians who volunteered to die with them and 400 Thebans who were likely forced to remain. This smaller group's sacrifice became legend. Spartan propaganda and the drama of the last stand cemented the 300 in history. The real story is one of collective heroism, not just Spartan glory. The legend endures because of their ultimate sacrifice. Quick break. If you're into short, sharp, myth-busting history, hit that subscribe button. One click, and you're in for a whole series of stories like this. The Greeks chose Thermopylae, a narrow coastal pass, as their battlefield. The terrain forced the Persians to attack head-on, neutralizing their numbers. The Greeks formed a phalanx, a wall of overlapping shields and spears, nearly impossible to break in such tight quarters. For 2 days, wave after wave of Persians, including the elite immortals, were repelled. The Spartans' discipline and heavy armor gave them a clear edge over the lightly armed Persian infantry. Persian archers and cavalry were useless in the confined space. The Greeks even used feigned retreats to lure Persians into traps. The first 2 days were a masterclass in tactics and courage. But the Persians were relentless, and the Greeks' position was always precarious. 300 takes huge liberties with history, adding monsters, war rhinos, and a 9-foot-tall Xerxes. The real Persian army was human, diverse, disciplined, and formidable. Xerxes was a powerful king, not a bizarre caricature. The film's depiction of Spartan politics is also off. Leonidas didn't defy the council alone. He led an official allied force. The movie ignores the helots, the enslaved class that made Spartan society possible. Spartan fighting wasn't acrobatic duels. It was disciplined collective warfare in tight formation. Breaking ranks was punished, not celebrated. The real battle was brutal and disciplined, not a fantasy spectacle. Still, the film captures the spirit of defiance, if not the facts. The turning point came with Betrayal. A local named Ephialtes showed the Persians a hidden path to outflank the Greeks. Leonidas, realizing defeat was certain, dismissed most allies to save them. He, his 300 Spartans, 700 Thespians, and some Thebans made a final stand. They fought with spears, then swords, then bare hands until overwhelmed. Their sacrifice delayed the Persians, allowing the Greek navy to regroup and inspiring all of Greece. The movie distorts details, but it captures the spirit of courage and duty. Thermopylae's legacy is immense. It galvanized Greek resistance and set the stage for later victories like Salamis. The story endures as a symbol of standing against impossible odds. So, what do you think? Did 300 capture the spirit of history or just crank up the fantasy? Drop a comment below and check out the next episode in the series. This is History in 5 Minutes. Cheers for watching. Until next time, stay curious.